Well, guys, good evening. Por mi parte, también les doy la bienvenida a este ciclo B1.4. Como siempre, esperando que sigan trabajando de forma juiciosa, concienzuda, honesta. Pero bueno, yo estoy segura que esa parte como tal de, no olvidemos que esto es un proceso importante, ya lo hablaron con la profe Laura Juliana. Como siempre, pues voy a dar una pequeña información concerniente como a lo que trabajamos en nuestra parte de la sesión. Obviamente, cubrimos contenido normalmente, pero pues más que todo la parte evaluativa, que ustedes ya la conocen, pero pues siempre haciendo como ese recorderis de la información. Prefiero estar repitiendo constantemente a que se les olvide. ¿Listo? Seguimos trabajando en nuestro mismo bloque de las 8 a las 9:50. Siempre hoy esos primeros minuticos de tal manera que pues se alcancen a conectar. Nosotros siempre intentamos terminar la sesión anterior porque pues yo estoy con otro grupo también de las 6 a las 7:45, lo más puntual posible, pero en algunos casos uno se extiende unos minuticos. Siempre voy a iniciar la sesión a las 8, dejo la diapositiva de siempre para que ustedes puedan ir ingresando. Recuerden que hay dos cosas que vienen siendo el componente evaluativo que salen conmigo, por decirlo así, que es la parte de los quizzes, que son las actividades que hacemos en clase. Recuerden que no todas son calificables, nunca les digo cuál es sí y cuál no. Sí tomo tanto individuales como colaborativas. ¿Listo? Eso sí ya es como a mi discreción, por decirlo de alguna manera. De pronto, aspectos a tener en cuenta. Los links siempre quedan habilitados a pesar de que hay cambio de carpeta, por decirlo así. Pero si ustedes miran el correo que les envié al inicio del B1.3, igual ese link les permite ir nuevamente a la carpeta donde están las presentaciones, que es donde están los links de las actividades que íbamos realizando en clase. Quizás hay un aspecto que quería como comentarles. Obviamente no le pasa a todo el mundo, pero sí tomémonos el tiempo para hacerle una segunda revisión cuando estamos haciendo algunas de esas actividades. Yo sé que a veces, de pronto por el momento, en el lugar donde se encuentran, el device que están utilizando para la sesión, bueno, un millón de cosas que pueden ocurrir. No alcanzan a hacer la actividad en clase. Recuerden que siempre las actividades van a quedar habilitadas con el plazo máximo al inicio de la sesión del día siguiente. Y cuando digo el inicio de la sesión, hago referencia a las 6 de la tarde, no a las 8. ¿Listo? De tal manera que, a pesar de todo lo que ustedes tienen que hacer en su día, ojalá se pongan el día, ya sea para que lo terminen de hacer, porque de pronto se están desde el celular, pero no tienen PowerPoint, entonces se pone más incómodo para trabajar, en fin. Pero ustedes pueden ir haciendo las cositas en otra parte, solo que después lo pasan a la diapositiva. En varios textos me encontré con muchas palabras en español, no sé por qué, con tilde. Incluso, pues, estoy haciendo la tarea que subraya en rojo, así como está subrayada la palabra quizzes acá, no hacen el ajuste. No sé si a veces es por falta de tiempo, pero honestamente, en esas circunstancias, yo digo, ¿para qué le gasto tiempo a esto cuando evidentemente la persona que lo hizo ni siquiera se tomó la molestia de revisar de que se le fueron palabras en español, lo que les digo iban con tilde, o incluso la escribieron en inglés, pero está mal escrita? Si les marca es porque hay que hacer algún ajuste. Entonces, para que lo tengamos presente, me encontré bastante eso. Y bueno, como bien sabemos, el speaking del final del ciclo, la parte individual y la parte de interacción, pues por circunstancias, las que sean, se va reduciendo como el grupo de participantes, pero pues se mantiene como el mismo sistema de evaluación. ¿Listo? Vamos ajustándonos de pronto más como a, digamos, a como yo les pregunto, hago referencia a lo que es el tiempo de la primera parte, que son solo 40 segundos, la segunda parte, que es la conversación, que debe durar 2 minutos, para que de alguna manera también nos acostumbremos a editarnos, por decirlo así, un poco más. Pero pues igual al final de cada una de sus intervenciones, pues yo les daba como ese feedback muy rápido. Obviamente no entraba en tanto detalle, pero sí como esos aspectos muy puntuales que espero pues tengan en cuenta para más adelante. Oficialmente les comparto pues la carpeta, bueno, el link se los envío por acá, y pues también les enviaré como el correo que siempre envío. Ustedes se dieron cuenta que dice exactamente lo mismo, donde tenemos lo que es las sesiones y más que todo como esos documentos generales: el ingreso al examen, a la plataforma, el instructivo para acceder al sistema de evaluación, eventualmente el Excel en el cual ustedes me van a colocar los nombres de las personas con las que van a trabajar, ya sea si son las mismas o diferentes. Como siempre, su decisión, o yo luego también los ajusto. Si me queda mal, ustedes me ayudan a revisar que quede bien. la rúbrica del speaking y bueno, el tutorial del libro. Estamos estrenando libro, aunque realmente pues el tutorial en este punto no creo que lo necesiten tanto. Y bueno, cuando les envíe esa presentación, aunque eso también ya lo tienen, lo sé, el link que los lleva al documento que tiene los links de las grabaciones. Ustedes saben que pues se generan dos grabaciones, la primera parte con Laura Juliana y la segunda parte con Lili. ¿Listo? Para que no se les olviden esos detalles. Los correos, los de siempre, no ha cambiado nada. Cuando estamos hablando de pronto de inasistencias, recuerden que más que todo el protocolo es informarle a las coordinadoras y ellas nos envían la información a nosotros, ya que ellas son las que nos dan la información de si eso es válido como excusa o no. A veces ustedes nos informan y pues bien, es importante que nos hagan saber, pero al final del día digamos que todo el protocolo administrativo es primero a coordinación y de coordinación nos dan a conocer si eso se avala como una excusa o no. Y bueno, los aspectos con los que siempre les insisto, la puntualidad, ojalá lo más posible, asegurarnos que el micrófono esté deshabilitado al inicio de la sesión, siempre respetar la palabra, levantar la manita preferiblemente, para evitar pues que se interrumpan las intervenciones de los compañeros, respetar también mucho los tiempos de las actividades. A veces, y ustedes se han dado cuenta que al ir aumentando el nivel, porque nos estamos acercando a B2, que no es cualquier cosa, las actividades son más demandantes. Por ejemplo, los audios son más demandantes y quizás es algo en lo que les he insistido un poco y es si el audio dice que es de 4 minutos y lo vamos a escuchar 2 veces, tomen nota, no tenemos, o no sé, no me he dado cuenta, no, hasta el momento no. Nadie tiene memoria perfectamente prodigiosa que se acuerde de cada una de las cosas que se dicen. Y nos vamos a seguir encontrando con ese tipo de ejercicios que les voy a decir. Tomen nota, luego vamos a comparar con los compañeros y luego vamos a socializar. No que de pronto pensemos que en esos 8 minutos alcanzamos a hacer alguna otra cosa y si regresamos a la sesión. Entonces, pilas con el tiempo. Eh, ya ustedes lo saben, es más demandante. Nos estamos acercando a B2, que no es cualquier cosa. Ya no podemos decir que, pero, y en español esto como dice, bueno, un millón de cosas, porque ya somos usuarios más independientes. Esa viene siendo la idea. Entonces, como les decía hace unos minutos, pues nuevamente bienvenidos de mi parte. Yo sé que ya tuvieron la bienvenida con la profe Laura Juliana, pero bueno, obviamente también me corresponde a mí esa parte del protocolo. Guys, mientras busco el cuadrito de la asistencia, quisiera saber si tienen alguna pregunta. Bueno, parece perfecto. Listo. Today is the 4th. Gerson Arismendi. Not here, looks like. For the moment. Keiner Baez. Not here. Jean-Claude Barrera.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay. Yesid Calderón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Camilo Correa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Corredor. Not here for the moment. Silvia Natalia Cuellar. Ah,
Present, teacher.
Andrés, there you are in the chat. Okay. And Silvia as well is here. Okay. Johan Alberto Duque.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Le voy a dar un minutico. Julián Jesús Figueroa. I think I saw him. Julián Jesús.
Present, teacher.
There you are. Elkin, there you are as well. ¿Tienes Valentina Fontecha?
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos Andrés Galán.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Let me see the chat. That's weird. Creo que es lo único que le pasa a Andrés porque los demás han podido contestarla cuando los llamo a la asistencia. No, no estoy colocándole ninguna restricción. Pero micrófonos, ¿verdad? Sí, ¿no? Esa vez ingresas, si sales y vuelves a ingresar, te permite. Mabel y Juliet Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
Ok. José Alejandro Gómez.
Here, teacher.
Ok. And Lizeth Carolina Tarazona.
Present, teacher.
There you are. Okay, guys, so for the moment, the ones that are absent are Gerson Yamida and Kenneth Damian. We'll see in a moment. We officially continue working on our Unit 1. On the previous part of the session with Professor Laura Juliana, let me go to the previous page. You also had a look to this first part. The idea was more like to refresh your memory. Sorry, talking about, let's say, the most basic grammatical tenses. On this second part is going to be related to a reading exercise. We're going to do a dynamic similar to one that we did on the previous cycle. I hope we don't have problems with that. And of course, there will be a collaborative work, the first collaborative work of our cycle B1.4. I'm going to display my presentation for the moment, which is basically the information taken from pages number 8 and number 9, for you to keep that in mind. The first part, I'm gonna give you some time to think. Let me read the instruction for you. Read the following questions and choose 2 that are relevant, that are relevant to you. Answer them and be ready to share your answers with the class. Notice that here we have 6 questions. Well, they don't have numbers, but we know that they are 6. But anyway, we're gonna read them first. For the moment, only to read them. Andres Correa, please, could you read the first and the second question?
Okay, teacher. Would you like to have a brother or sister? Why? What are the advantages of being an only child?
Advantages. Very good. Let's continue with the other question. That would be 3 and 4. Andres Felipe Corredor.
What the advantage of
But
begin?
Andres already read one. 3 and 4.
So, okay. Who close is your, how close is your relationship with your siblings? Are you similar to each other? In what ways?
That's it.
Okay.
And Carlos, could you read questions 5 and 6, please? Carlos?
Excuse me, teacher, the mic is off again.
Okay, don't worry.
Are you closer to one siblings than the others? Which one and why? Next, are you competitive with your siblings? If yes, give examples.
Very good. Well, guys, first of all, any questions related to vocabulary? Okay. Well, guys, remember that the idea that you're going to choose 2 questions. Of course, as you know, the idea that the questions make sense, you know? For example, notice that number 3 and number 4 are connected. They are like, let's say, complementing each other based on what is being asked. It is pretty obvious that we're talking about siblings and family in general. The idea is for you to brainstorm your ideas. I'm gonna give you 4 minutes. Probably you wanna take some notes. As usual, first I'm gonna start with the volunteers, and then I'm going to choose some of you to share your answers. In total, I'm going to ask 4 students, okay? Guys, did you have any questions about the instructions? No questions? Well, I take your silence as no questions. 4 minutes starting now. Okay, guys, time's up. So as usual, let's start with the volunteers. So which one of you would like to start? No volunteer, so that means that I'm gonna choose 4 of you. Yes, Andres Felipe. What about you?
All of them, teacher.
No, Andrés, tú, mira.
Only two. Sorry.
Ujú.
So I choose those two, or you ask me?
You choose.
Okay. How close is your relationship with your siblings? Actually, I have two sisters.
Mhm,
I feel that my relationship with my older sister is really close and better.
mhm,
We are really close
mhm,
than my other sister, than my younger sister. The other, are you similar to each other in what ways? I think because I am so similar than with my youngest sister, I feel more close with my older sister. So because we are
mhm,
different, I think we match together, and we are similar in the way with my younger sister that we are more relaxed, I think. But
okay.
be relaxed every time is not really good.
Absolutely. Mhm,
Sometimes it's good to be strict in some ways.
mhm. Okay. Andres, thank you very much. Very good. Any other volunteer? Lisette, what about you?
Okay, I'm gonna answer the first and the second question because I am an only child. The first one says that would you like to have a brother or sister and why? And I would say yes, because my entire life people have told me how funny it is to
Mhm,
enjoy and grow up with a sibling. There's lots of love between them and also fights, but they're normal. And I think when you have a sibling, it's like you're together against the world, and you have a playmate, a confidant, someone who covers you from your parents. And when you are an only child, you don't have it.
mhm. I
And the
agree with you.
advantage,
Totally.
yes, and the advantage of being an only child, I think that you get all the attention and you don't have to share maybe your toys, they're all yours. You
Mhm,
have all new things because you don't inherit stuff from your siblings, and you were spoiled because you're the only one and you're the only and the favorite.
mhm. That's true, as well as said. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. Let's see, Mabelis.
Teacher number 3 and last question.
Okay.
The relationship with my brother is so well because we try to do several activities together, like to cook, play soccer, play video games, and watch movies. And I think that helps to our relationship.
Okay.
And the last question, teacher, how do you say
Competitive?
no, como ser muy unidos?
Really close, that you are really close. Close works in this context as well.
Okay. And are you competitive with your siblings? No, really. We are very close and
Mhm.
always try to help each other.
Okay, Molly, great. Thank you very much. And let's finish with our final volunteer, Natalia. What about you?
Teacher, I choose 3 and 5 questions.
Okay.
3, I'm only close with one of my sisters. I'm not very close with my others 2 brothers because they grew grew up far from me. Far,
Okay.
far,
Mhm.
okay.
But it's okay.
And
Mhm.
they are my half brothers.
Okay.
I talk to them, and we see each other sometimes, but we aren't close.
Mhm.
And by question, I'm close with my sister Paola because I grew up with her. She is my old sister, and she loved me how my mom.
Like.
uh, like my mom. She
Mhm.
is my confidant, uh, my friend, and although we are already married and we live in different cities, but we are still very close.
Mhm. Okay. Natalia, thank you very much. And for the other three volunteers, for the ones that I didn't have the chance to ask you, don't worry, we will have more chances during the night. I'm gonna show you the next part. It's actually the pictures that we have on our book. And this is the instruction that we have in here. It says, look at the photos. What do you know? And what can you guess about these people? Look at the pictures. What do you know? And what can you guess about these people? Let's start guessing. You know, guys, that I don't know is not an answer, right? We are just predicting. So let that imagination flow a little bit. I would like to ask Jessit. Look at the 4 sets of pictures. What do you know? I'm not going to ask you one set of pictures in particular. You choose, of course. And what can you guess? The volume is really low. Let me turn it up.
Okay, one moment, teacher. Can you hear me?
It is
Can you
better. I
hear me,
turn it
teacher?
up. Yes.
Okay, and the first picture?
Yes, but you choose. I mean, if the first picture, all the pictures, only one picture.
This picture. I think it's under Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
May choose.
Okay.
The second picture, I think is
Yes, your sound is not good.
sorry, teacher.
It's
I
like the
have my
voice
internet.
fades and then comes back. That's what is happening, just in case.
Maybe my internet.
But, you know, that sounded well. You were going to say something about the second picture, right?
Okay.
No, Jesse, I don't
No.
get what you're saying. Sorry.
Oh, sorry,
Well, I
teacher.
will ask you later. Hopefully it gets better. Let me ask another person. Remember, we're just making predictions. Technically, we don't really know. Sylvia, what do you know? What can you guess?
For what people? All in general or?
If you want to predict about the 4 sets of pictures, great. Or only the ones that probably you actually know, good.
I don't know. I feel that I know the third one picture. The Noel and Liam Gallagher. I think I've seen these guys, but I don't know where. I think they are like musicians, singers. I don't know, like in a band.
Okay.
And
I see.
they are brothers.
Okay. Very good. So, well, what the seed could say from the first picture, the owner of Adidas, Sylvia is saying that these 2 guys belong to a band and they are brothers. Jose, what about the other two sets of pictures? Jose Gomez, what can we predict from them?
About the first one, they looks like sportive people.
Ah, okay. You're talking about Venus
And,
and Serena Williams, right? Here we have the names,
okay. And the second one, like an actress of the 16th.
Maybe. And
Yes, I
that's it.
think. Yes, yes.
Okay, Jose, very good. Let me see the chat. Adidas and Puma. Ah, someone is waiting. Hey, Jose. Ah, no, Julián Jesus, sorry. Yes. No me había salido la solicitud. Sorry. Okay, guys. Of course, we're going to read an article that is the one that is actually on the book. And the collaborative part starts right now. You will be sent to breakout rooms. On each group, there will be 4 participants. In case that there are fewer than 4 participants, that means that one of you or you guys decide how to, let's say, assign that 4th paragraph, okay? The first part, well, of course, here is not that clear because the intention is that you look at the story. Let me share like this. Here on the book, remember that we are using a new book tonight, so you will have a look at it in order to know or to read better, of course. That's the intention. Let me go back to the presentation. The first part is like the introduction. We will have a look at it before we go to the breakout rooms. In your groups, you're going to divide yourselves in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, student number 1, you are going to read the first paragraph. The first paragraph is about Olivia de Havilland and Joe Fontaine. Student number 2, you're going to read the second paragraph. This section is about Liam and Noel Gallagher. Student number 3, you're going to read the information about Rudy and Adi Dassler, German. And student number 4, you're going to read about Venus and Serena Williams. Guys, you decide which person is number 1, which person number 2, number 3, and number 4. I am not going to assign you. It's your decision in your groups. Remember, guys, in case, because that is going to happen, that we don't have 4 participants in a group, you guys have to manage, in order to make sure that you guys, sorry, we have repeating names. Well, in order to make sure that all paragraphs are read, that is something that we can't change. I need you to keep that in mind. I haven't finished with the instructions. Any questions for the moment? Okay. So I continue. As a group, guys, you're going to answer the following questions. Which famous siblings, because as you already predicted, all these pairs are siblings, are friends despite the rivalry, have continued their rivalry into old age, have taken legal action against each other, cause problems in their local community because of the rivalry, often competed against each other in important competitions, often criticize each other in the media. So for each question, of course, the idea is that you are going to use the paragraph that you read, the information as a point of reference. I'm going to say something crazy. Let's put it like that. Let's say that number 1, you said, which famous siblings are friends despite the rivalry? You read your paragraph and you notice that actually these siblings, they are not friends. They hate each other. So you say, okay, in my case, my paragraph doesn't talk about the siblings being friends. So first, I'm going back to the slide. You read the paragraph that you will be assigned in your group. And then as a group, guys, you're going to answer the questions. Do it as a group, okay? So when you read the question, you say, okay, yeah, in my paragraph, they are talking about that they are still rivals, although they are really old. Or, okay, they're talking about legal issues in my paragraph. That is going to be the idea, so you can help each other. First, read, then answer the questions as a group. Guys, did you have any questions about instructions? Okay. There are two groups. One, two, three, uno, tres, cuatro, uno, tres, cuatro, uno. Yes, there are two groups that have three
Teacher,
participants.
teacher,
Yes.
one moment. This question are answered for each paragraph?
Not for each paragraph. After reading the 4 paragraphs, because not all paragraphs talk about rivalry. Okay?
Okay.
So let's imagine, yeah, that you read the first question. Okay, in which paragraph they talk about the rivalry? So they're going to say, yes, the Gallagher brothers. Okay, good. I'm just giving examples. I'm not giving you the answer yet. So after reading, some of the paragraphs have the information, not for every paragraph. No, that would be way too long.
Okay.
Okay, very good. This is the first activity that we're going to do collaboratively. When we come back, we check the answers and then we would move to the second part. For this first part, you are going to have 15 minutes. Remember, guys, that you have to do 2 things. Part 1, read the paragraph, and then as a group, answer the questions. I guess that everybody's here. Let me make sure that you can share screen. Remember, guys, to have a look at your new book so you can actually see the reading properly. Let's start. José, Julián. Bueno, Julián ya está en la otra sala, mentiras. José. There you go. Welcome, Gerson. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Fine, teacher. I was in the last place in the teacher Laura, but in the rest I have a problem with my connection. So only as now I can connect it now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna send you to the breakout rooms. They will let you know what we are doing, just like in general terms. The idea is to read the text. You will be assigned a paragraph. And then to answer the questions as a group, not for each paragraph, but you read the paragraph and you see if the information of your paragraph fits the question that is being asked, okay? But
Yes,
they will let
teacher.
you, okay? I'm gonna send you to group number 1.
Thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Well, guys, welcome back. This is the first part of our collaborative activities that we have for tonight. This more a little bit literal, of course, based on the information presented on the text. Then we're going to move to a more, let's say, philosophical part, maybe. We'll see. Let's begin with number one. From group number one, I would like to ask Mavely. Which famous siblings are friends despite their rivalry?
Teacher, Serena and Venus.
And Venus. That's it. Very good. From group number two, I would like to ask Jean-Claude, which famous siblings have continued their rivalry into old age?
Sorry, teacher. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Number two. Which famous siblings have
Okay.
continued their rivalry into old age?
Noel and Liam. The attack was recently.
But they are not really old, you know? We're talking about people who are actually old.
Okay, Olivia. They are in their 90s. And Rudy and Addie. No, sorry. Only Olivia.
Well, actually, they took it, although they died.
Okay.
They took it until they were old.
Okay, Rudy and Addie. They
yes,
never
well.
spoke more. And when they died, they were buried in the same cemetery.
But on different parts of the cemetery,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, both of them work. Number three, I would like to ask Elkin, which famous siblings have taken legal action against each other?
Okay, the text refers to Noel and Liam.
Very good. Only them in this case. Group number four, question number four. I would like to ask Julian Jesus, which famous siblings caused problems in their local community because of their rivalry?
Okay, the brothers Rudolph and Adolf Dassler, because the people fears look which shoes they were after before a conversation.
They were waiting before a
They were
conversation. Very good. From group number one, Natalia, I would like to ask you question number five. Which famous siblings often competing against each other in important competitions?
Teacher, Venus and Venus.
Venus
and
would
Serena.
be. That's it. Very good. And from group number three, I would like to ask you question number six. Johan, which famous siblings often criticize each other in the media?
Teacher, and Leon and Noel.
Who?
Leon and Noel.
Liam. And Noel. Very good. Even the actresses, you know, they also criticize each other in the media. Very good. Thank you, guys. Well, this first part, as I was telling you, was a little bit more literal. The information was on the text. The idea was to see which situations actually fit on the questions that were being asked. Let me present the next slide. If you want to take a screenshot, actually, that will be very pertinent. You will be back to the breakout room. You will be working with the same people you were working in the first activity. You're going to keep the same number. So the people who read number one, the first paragraph, you continue with number one, number two, so on and so forth. Because with that number, let me change the slide. I will be back and forth. You're going to choose your place on the placemat. That's the name of this type of diagram. It's a diagram, but Let's say that a technical name is a placement. So the person who read paragraph 1, you're going to write in paragraph 1, the same for 2, the same for 3, and the same for number 4. On each number, you're going to answer this question first, guys. Does the sibling rivalry shared in your paragraph have positive or negative effects? It may be a little bit obvious, but don't tell me positive, negative. No. Of course, on your box, you're going to write your reasons for the moment talking about the rivalry presented in your paragraph. The answer is not in the text, okay? Now what you're doing is that after reading your paragraph, you're going to take a stand and based on the information, decide if that rivalry in particular has positive or negative effects. Remember, based on the paragraph that you read. Then after you complete your paragraph as a group, you are going to complete or you're going to answer actually the question that we have here in the box in the middle. I'm going to go to the previous slide because it's bigger. In general, are sibling rivalries positive or negative? Now, in this final question, we are not talking about the situations or the examples in the text. Now we're talking about like in real life, from your opinion, from your perspective, talking about the general world, okay? So first in the box, individually, you're going to answer if, in your perspective, the rivalry presented in the text had positive or negative effects. Then the box in the middle, talking about sibling rivalry in general, if you consider that they are actually positive or negative. Please, guys, in this question, do not refer to the examples of the text, okay? In this case, it is your opinion as a group. Questions about the instructions, guys?
Teacher, excuse me. Could you repeat the explanation in the question number 3? I don't listen.
This question, does the sibling rivalry shared in your paragraph has positive or negative effects? You're in your group, which number did you have?
1.
Okay, so in your case, you had to read about the Fontaine and Haviland sisters, right?
Yes, teacher.
So in your box number 1, you're going to write down if you consider that their rivalry was positive or negative.
Okay, in my opinion.
In your opinion, yeah, after reading that situation. And then when your classmates complete their like corresponding boxes, you guys as a group are going to answer the question that is in the middle. And in this case, is in general terms, not the 4 examples of the reading, no. Like in general aspects, what you consider if the rivalries are in real life, let's put it like that, positive or negative. I haven't sent it, Jeanette.
Okay, teacher, thank you very much.
Okay, any other question? But anyway, good for reminding me, Jeanette, because maybe I would have sent you guys to the breakout room without the link. There is a link. Let me know if you can actually edit the slides. We only have 4 groups tonight. I can eliminate one of them. Does it allow you to write down? Let's see, editor, okay, guys, once again, maybe don't forget to take a screenshot or to have a look at the 2 questions in particular on this slide. Notice that the activity is twofold, your question and then the summary. When we come back, I'm going to choose one of you on each group, only 4 groups, it's easy to answer, to share your answers. Guys, once again, 15 minutes, and then we will move to a vocabulary activity. Remember, you will be working on the same breakout rooms that you were working on the previous exercise. Let me make sure you can share your screen. Yes, very good. Open rooms. Lisette. There you go. Well, guys, welcome back. Well, I decided to add 3 more minutes. Some of you were still working on the answer of the, let's say, the question that we had in the middle. So what was the point of calling you back if you hadn't finished that part? That's not like the intention. But after the 3 minutes, you already managed to share the answer of that question. Well, first of all, I would like to have a look at some of the summaries. Remember, we had here the answer of, in this case, the information that was collected from the paragraphs, and in this case, providing your perspective. If that rivalry that the paragraph was presenting was positive or negative. I'm going to ask only a few of you to read that part. Let me look at this. Okay, from group number 1, who was in charge of rivalry 1?
Me, teacher Natalia.
Okay, Natalia, could you read yours, please?
Okay, I think that sibling rivalry had effect negative because all their life they live hating each other. All their life were a competition. They never had peace.
Okay. They had negative effects. Careful with the order of the words.
Okay,
Effects, negative,
thank you.
negative effects. Okay. Let me see number 2 from group 2. Who was in charge of that paragraph in group number 2? Here in this group, we have Jessit, Jeanette, Jean-Claude, and Jose. So who wrote the answer about the Gallagher brothers?
About Gallagher, me, teacher.
Okay, could you read it, please?
Yes, teacher. The consequences of the arguments were very negative as they ended up dissolving the band. In addition, the fight has escalated to such a point that they have said bad things about each other in the media.
Okay, very good. So from your perspective, it was negative. Let's look at the next group. We have Elkin, Carlos, Johan, and Natalia. Who was in charge of paragraph 3?
Here and 3 for me. The rivalry between us were broken, but consequence not only for them, but also for the town where the start their business.
Business. Rivalry. Okay. And from group number 4, who was in charge of paragraph 4? Well, probably you had to split the task.
Okay, teacher, it's me, Venus and Serena Williams. The rivalry can have a positive effects because despite their intense competition on the tennis court, they have maintained a strong and supportive relationship as sisters. Even they have played doubles together, lived together, and also had breakfast together before matches. Matches.
Okay, matches. Okay, very good. Most of us can agree that the first 3 rivalries were negative and the 4th was positive. Let's see now, the question in the middle, I was telling you that this was more about you, that the answer definitely wasn't on the text, and hopefully was like the idea that you guys as a group had agreed on. Does the sibling rivalry shared in your paragraph? I know, esa era la pregunta de los otros. Well, you remember what the question was, talking about rivalries in general. Natalia, could you read the answer as a group that you collected, please?
Okay, teacher. In the most cases, siblings rivalry has negative effects because can generate both physical and mental exhaustion and loss of the family bond.
Very good. And Natalia, do you know any case where siblings have like a strong rivalry? Not famous people like we have already read, but more like friends or co-workers.
Negative?
Well, related to your answer that you consider that those rivalries can have negative effects. So do you have like a, let's say, real life example different from famous people?
No, teacher, I don't know. No, in this moment I don't remember, teacher, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's okay. Because, well, if you don't remember or you don't know what, it's not like your fault. Maybe someone from group number 1 that actually knows a case or an example of a siblings rivalry that it is not from famous people. Your neighbors, people from university. It's not like I want to gossip or something. It is just if you know an example like that. Well, it looks like Mabel, Andres, and Gerson are also on the same path. But for group number 1, in conclusion, like to sum it up, you consider the rivalries are negative. In group number 2, Jeanette, could you read the answer that you guys collected as a group?
Yes, teacher. Rivalries between
Rivalries.
rivalries between siblings in most cases are negative, since personal and family matters are not easy to handle, especially if the brothers are public figures.
Okay, figures. Well, before I ask you a question, Jeanette, remember that when we say brothers, it's only masculine. If we said sisters,
siblings.
that would be only feminine. Siblings would be like the neutral one. Very good. The same question that I was asking group number 1. Do you know any examples? Once again, let's say from real life. Neighbors, friends, distant relatives. Where there is a sibling rivalry. Good. Jeanette.
No, teacher. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, you live with really nice people in your lives. Or group number 1, Sid, or group number 2, sorry. Let's say Jean-Claude or Jose. Do you know any rivalries?
Teacher, maybe when the person or people maybe conflicting over herencias.
Inheritances. Yeah.
Herencias. Other case, moment I can remember.
But you know, I guess that was just it, right? Because of the sound. Probably that's one of the most common examples, right? That there is that rivalry because probably some of the elder brother or any of those siblings actually want to get more money or land on the inheritance. That is a very common one. Thank you, Jessit. Very good. Let's have a look at group number 3. In this case, Carlos, could you read the answer?
Yes, teacher. When their rivalry is constructive, it is positive, just like Serena and Venus. Instead of John and Olivia, because they feel envy and jealous of each other.
Jealous. Yes. Very good. Okay, this is a very interesting perspective talking about how positive that can be. The example that we had on the reading was talking about the Williams sisters. Carla, do you know any other example like in real life where that is a positive, let's say, impact that has a positive impact in their lives?
Yes, teacher. For example, I practice cycling, and it's very common hat competition, and that competition are good because you practice for obtain the first place in every competition, but it's difficult. But in occasion, these have a negative effect because the people eat doping or prohibit substances for
Okay,
obtain better results,
better results. Mm-hmm.
and that is a negative effect in the health.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's have a look at group number 4. Lisette, Andres, and Julian. Lisette, could you read the answer?
Okay, teacher. We think that in the most cases it is negative because the siblings are to support each other and because they are your first friends and confidants. Also, it's true that if you have a healthy rivalry with your siblings, it would be useful for your improvement. And if you love someone, you want good things for this person and don't try to destroy them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about also that it can have, well, mostly, of course, that it is negative, and there is like a good impact of healthy rivalry. What would you consider as healthy rivalry? Because when you say that there is an improvement, you want to see the other person succeed, in which cases do you consider could be healthy, Lisette?
Uh, we were thinking in the example of Venus and Serena, and maybe in our, we know people that maybe they're siblings and they work maybe in the same place or they have the same professions and they don't fight between them. They don't fight each other. They try to help and teach the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Oh, well, the negative, we have already talked about that before. Well, guys, very good. Let me refresh. Remember that when I display it like presentation, then we can't really see if you have made any changes. Don't forget what I told you at the beginning. In case that you want to make any adjustments, you have until tomorrow, 6 p.m. Probably there is one adjustment that I have to make because my purpose was to put this question, not the one that we already answered on the previous ones. This is the question. Se horrendo, lo siento. Well, you know what I mean. So in case that you have to make any changes, do it until 6 p.m. That would be the deadline for tomorrow. Okay? Well, guys, very good. Guys, to finish our session, well, you have already become experts, on what information was presented in the article. We're going to do only one part of the first, well, on the exercise that we have related to vocabulary. It says, can you remember which siblings in the article, including the author, the sentences below describe? We are not going to do the first part. We are going to do only the second part that says, try to complete the phrases in bold. In this case, these phrases, they belong to the article, okay? But they are incomplete. What you have to do is to complete them based on the information that was shared on the article. Once again, up to this point, guys, you have already become experts on the information, that was being presented in the articles. I don't need this. There it is. So for example, number 1 is already done. The original example was she's jealous her sister's appearance. And then the answer is now to complete the statement to make it all correct. She is jealous of her sister's appearance. Okay, that is going to be the idea. Complete the sentences with the information that is being missing on each of the statements. And this is how we finish our session. Okay, guys, do you have any questions about the instructions? Thank you very much. Or, you know, let's do it like this because I know that 5 minutes is not enough time. This is going to be a mini homework, okay? Because these phrases that we have in here, of course, are very important, are related to vocabulary, talking about relationships. And of course, intention is that eventually these phrases are part of our vocabulary. And I don't want to push you guys to do this in 2 minutes because that's not the point. So let's say that this is the mini homework, you know, the first thing that we will do tomorrow. Let me just like put it like this. The idea is to complete the statements. You know, remember, that's intention, that you look at the text in case that you need, but actually don't think that you do because the reading was like read, I don't know how many times for you to complete the charts. Make sure that you complete the statements. That is basically the idea on this part, okay? So let's say that this is going to be a mini homework. Guys, don't forget, let me share this. I sent the link of this folder at the beginning of the session, but I will send you an email. You know, it's like the same email that I have sent when we begin a cycle, letting you know that we began the cycle, and in the first mini presentation that I make, you have the link that is going to take you to this folder. For the moment, you can't edit this file for the speaking part. We will do it eventually, of course. And don't forget, guys, that on the sessions folder, you will find the presentations that I use. Guys, did you have any questions before we go?
No, teacher.
Okay, very good. Don't forget the mini homework. As I told you, I don't want like to rush you in 3 minutes answering these questions. That's not the point. And then that would be it. Right, as usual, guys, sorry, as usual, thank you very much. We will continue tomorrow with our unit 1. Don't forget to start working on the virtual campus. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Teacher, thank you.
Teacher, have a good
Bye
night.
bye.